The subsequent measurement of investments in equity securities depends on answering the following questions. First, does the investment have a readily determinable fair value? If yes, the investment is subsequently measured at fair value in the statement of financial position. Any changes in fair value, otherwise known as unrealized holding gains and losses, are included in earnings each period. If the investment does not have a readily determinable fair value, the next question is whether or not the investment qualifies for use of net asset value, or NAV, as a practical expedient to fair value. If an entity qualifies for use of NAV as a practical expedient, and the entity intends to utilize this expedient, then it should follow the guidance for the practical expedient set out in ASC 820-10-35-59. However, if the entity qualifies for use of NAV as a practical expedient, but decides, for one reason or another, not to use it, the investment is subsequently measured at fair value in the statement of financial position, with changes in fair value included in earnings. Going back to our second question, if the entity does not qualify for using NAV as a practical expedient, the last question is whether or not the entity elects to use the measurement alternative set out in ASC 321. If the entity intends to use the measurement alternative, the investment should be measured at cost, minus impairment if any, plus or minus changes resulting from observable price changes in orderly transactions, or the identical or a similar investment of the same issuer. If the entity does not intend to use the measurement alternative, the investment is subsequently measured at fair value in the statement of financial position, with changes in fair value included in earnings. We'll start by exploring the term readily determinable fair value.